And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Fowl Territory number 233. It is Friday, September the 15th, and I am your cordial host, Gizzard Gary. Welcome, one and all, to the show. Let's see who is out there this evening. First one in, who's quite proud of himself, by the way, Mike White, 2A Advocacy. First one in, followed by Kingpin, Rich White, who is out there, and in here, AR Patriot Nation is out there, RTAC and Daughters, C4 Defense, Sarge is out there. I see Defense Dad is in the audience, as is Abby Finnegan, who is also 13-month channel member anniversary. Thank you. Woods is in the audience, as is Weston Probst. And then we have Michael Dunn is in the audience, and Blitz is out there, as is Rick Harris and Duffer 426. So far we got 12 people out there. So we've got a few people that are going to be absent this evening. TheGunSnob has to attend a football game this evening. I believe it's their school homecoming, so he will not be here. Obnoxious One, I believe, is out of town, so I don't know that he'll be here either. So I do have at least one person with me. It's still an esteemed panel, even though it's only a panel of two. So let you meet my lone panelist so far this evening, and he is, of course, he came here from the mountains of West Virginia. He is the host of the Unloaded Media Channel, and This Week Unloaded, also the host of Wrestling Unloaded. So all kinds of stuff to unload your weekend. Let's welcome Rich White.
Hey, and Abby, no, that's why he's at homecoming.
That's right. Chicago Mike the Shooter is out there saying, "What's up, everybody?" So Defense Dad says, "I see gun people and Rich White." Wow.
I'll have you know I am carrying a gun right now, Defense Dad. So
we have another panelist. Here he is.
Hey guys,
all the way from the Show Me state of Missouri. Let's welcome aboard a guy that got so confused between his names he put them together. He is American Hillbilly Up.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, glad to have you, man.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, let's see. I just saying hi to people out there to chat. I see that Ron Wayne has joined us. Hi, Ron.
Howdy, Ron.
We're up to 16. Vanessa Kitty just jumped in. Hello, Vanessa.
Hello.
Let's see. I just see 67 Rebel SSTAMC. MOUSE is. Abby says GSC had me thinking about my own mortality with what happened to CW's wife. Yeah, I just heard about that. That's too bad. Mike White says, I just saw where California passed the 28th Amendment through both of our houses yesterday. Gavin Newsom's Pony Show. Wow. Defense Dad says, just one gun, Rich? I'm underbelly carrying a 12 gauge and an AR.
And a barkeep.
Gunmetal Guy USA, I see, just jumped into the chat. There he is. We have 19. I think they must just be rolling in from another show. It's very possible. So we got people out and about doing things. It's that time of year. School's in session. Kids' activities on Friday. Other shows going on. And perhaps people are just bored with me. That's possible. All these things are possible. But anyway, we'll take what we got and we're going to make a show out of it, folks. Whether we have big panel or a small panel. So, let's see. Abby says, our cat keeps biting my hand because he wants attention. Uh-oh.
Bite him back.
Mike White says, Yankee just ended. Okay. 67 Rebel says, been out moose hunting. What happened with CW's wife?
You want me to answer that, or?
Yeah, you or Rich, either one.
She, that's why I was late. I apologize for that. I was on Georgia Shooting Connection, and she had cancer, I'm pretty sure, and been battling it for quite a while. And anyway, she just passed away the other day. So anyway, CW was on the chat tonight, the show, and and he's about as good spirit as anybody could be, I guess,
Yeah.
So, but
that's too bad. Too bad. Well, at least she's not suffering from the stuff she was going through. So,
yeah.
At least if there's going to be a silver lining, if there can be. Yeah, it's tough to say. But anyway, my condolences for sure. Okay, so 23 people out there in the audience. All right, and we do have the giveaway. The hashtag for the giveaway is hashtag FT233. # for you old folks. FT233. Already
Number
have
sign.
6 people. What's that?
It's a number sign.
It's also a tic-tac-toe sign.
Yes,
You can say all kinds of things about it. If you're really old-timey like me. Abby says, yeah, now I'm thinking about my death. Well, let's not rush things. Let's not rush things. I see.
Yeah, well, wait till you get to be in your 30s before you start doing that, Abby.
Wait till you get to be in your 60s. Come on, man. Jacob S. is out there. Hello, Jacob. Evansville is now represented. We'll always wait until Evansville's here before. Oh, Travis T. is also out there. If I missed anybody, if I didn't call your name, let me know. Okay. Abby says, if I die, I want to die fighting to protect the people I care about. Anniversary chat from DJ Plain Eyes, 27 months as a member of the channel. Oh, look who's out there. Look who's out there. Obnoxious One is saying yo out there. He's alive and well. All right.
Lord, the fence dad mentioned him, and look who shows up. It's all the fence dad's fault.
Did Sugar Mama and Mystic ground your panel tonight? Snob is at his daughter's football game. It's their homecoming. And I know Obnoxious is in the midst of some stuff. So those two are excused. Okay, what else did I miss?
They get a hall pass?
They got a hall pass, yeah.
It might be break time.
I'll see them both next weekend. So that's for sure. All right, so 29 people out there. Wow. 223 DMR is out there. Let's see, is there anybody else that snuck in? Well, Hillbilly is out there and in here, so he counts too. I can't remember. I think I said hi to Artak and Daughters. If I didn't, Artak and Daughters is out there. Justin Grimm is out there. Mike White, member for 7 months. 28 people in chat makes my chances better for the giveaway. Okay. Well, I hope everybody has a fair chance to win the giveaway. I wish I could give everybody something, but man, that cost a lot in postage.
You might be able to give everybody a zipper pull.
And still have to get it to them. That's the problem.
got you
The
for
zipper
so
pull
much in
costs next to
shipping.
nothing. But
One zipper pull a person. Yeah,
The
zipper
thing
pull, you could probably get away with standard postage.
post office is kind of funny about that because if it's over a 1/4 inch thick, then
Yeah.
it has to be sent as a parcel.
Well, take them apart and then they just have to put them back together. Some assembly required.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Well, I don't think I've missed any. Oh, Misty, Mrs. Wayne is out there. I need to say hi to Misty. Wherever. There's Misty right there. All right. So, guess if I got caught up in the chat, it would be a little bit more helpful. Chad Kelly just jumped in. Chad says, good evening, folks. Can't stay long again, but here to say hi while I get ready for dinner. Hello, Gary. Well, hello, Chad.
And anybody out there doesn't know, Chad has a really cool looking platypus.
Timothy Burkett is out there. Has anyone seen the thing about Liberty Safes? Yes, we talked about that last week in quite details. Matter of fact, I think that was pretty much a subject of at least half our program. So,
Yeah. By the way, for those who haven't seen the videos that Chad has done, I don't mean the animal that proves God has a sense of humor. He has one of those 2011s that takes Spock magazines. And it's really cool looking. The one he has, the paint scheme on it.
All right. Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look at an article, shall we? Anybody want to take a look at an article? Anybody care? Nobody cares?
You betcha. Is it
I
on
don't
the
know.
You just want to end the show? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't know if I care or not. I haven't seen the article.
Well, this first one is kind of light, and I don't know. We're going to start out by something light before we get into heavy stuff. How about that? But it is news, and in fact, it's fairly timely. A new offering from Taurus just announced today, the Taurus Judge Home Defender. 13-inch, chambered in 45 cold and 410 bore alloy steel. When is a shotgun not a shotgun? When it's the Judge Home Defender. Expand your home defense with the newest addition to the Judge family, the Home Defender. It's ready to go with a top accessory rail for mounting optics and a forward rail on handguard for mounting essential home defense accessories such as high output weapon lights. The 5-shot cylinder accepts both 410 bore shells up to 3 inches and, of course, 45 cold ammo. This dual caliber ability allows you to select the best of both worlds in defensive ammo and customize your loadout to your needs. The Judge Home Defender's rubber grip cushions recoil and is interchangeable with any aftermarket Judge grips, allowing you to select the grip that best fits your defensive use case. So it looks like the MSRP on here is $729.
Yeah, that's a no.
Well,
so what do you guys think about this? I know Taurus has been teasing this for a couple days now, and I saw that this morning. It's like, that's what we've been waiting for.
Well,
I will stick with my Shockwave. Thank you very much.
what's so funny about them coming out with this is
Yeah.
Rossi had just come out not too long ago with the Rossi Brawler, which is the exact same thing. I mean,
Yeah, it's the exact same thing. Guaranteed. They're both Rossi is made by Taurus.
It got a lot of attention, so I guess Taurus decided to do one. I don't know.
Well, they own Rossi, so
yeah.
Oh, okay. They
come
own
out of the same.
Rossi.
That's what I'm saying. Taurus makes Rossi. They come out of the same factory.
So they just stamped Taurus on instead of Rossi, basically. Then
pretty much.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Pretty much. Chubby Cox is out there, and he says, handy gun, old school. Wow. Michael Dunn says, I bought my Liberty safe years ago. Anyone wants a safe? Ron Wayne says, it's perfect for appendix carry. Mike White says, I like that. Oh, okay. So not
Is that
everybody
a
thinks
Taurus?
to sell it.
Yeah. Is that a Taurus in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Defense Dad says, what drugs inspired that thing? Wow. Chicago Mike says, I would buy a Shockwave over that. DJ says, UGLY, they ain't got no alibi. It's ugly. What? Two Life Moves out there. He says the Brawler is a single shot.
Yeah, and unless that thing's got a blast deflector on it, that is the most useless handguard in the history of firearms.
Michael Dunn says, looks like something Dirty Harry would carry. Nah, he'd have better taste than that. Jacob S. just says it looks odd. Abby says probably meth. Okay.
Well,
good.
I just say I shot a lot of revolvers. You don't want your arm or your hand anywhere up there.
That's what I'm saying. That has got to be the most useless handguard ever.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I'm not real sure how you're supposed to hold that.
Instead of meth, I would say probably LSD is responsible for that.
Rick Harris says, I liked it till you told the price. Yeah, it's not cheap. Abby says the Tweaker Blaster 5000.
But it is single action or single shot, I mean.
Come on now, Chicago Mike. Even Jack Nicholson's Joker would have more taste than to use that thing.
What is single shot? Hillbilly.
Pardon?
What did you say was single shot?
The Rossi Brawler. It's a lot cheaper, but it's a single shot. But it looks pretty much identical to
it. Michael Dunn says, bet Biden has one. We have another panelist. Let's welcome aboard from the Keystone State himself. Guns and Barbecue is with us. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I apologize if my audio is dog crap. I am currently editing on my desktop, and if I'm editing on my desktop, then it lags my internet severely, so I have to be mobile right now.
Right now you sound just fine. We're taking a look at this new Taurus, this Taurus Judge Home Defender. What do you think of that? Have you heard about it?
I have not, but I will take two.
Well, Taurus has been teasing that they had something new coming out today. And it is basically a Taurus Judge with a 13-inch barrel, 45 Colt, 410 bore, and it's got a pick rail on top and hand guard. $729 hairs is what the MSRP is on this. What do you think? Is this gonna sell?
I don't mind the doll hairs. You can braid those; they're pretty sweet. I wish they would get rid of the handguard. Just go with a nice underlug.
Yeah, I'm not real sure. They were talking about how you tend to want to grip this with your left hand, but you're gonna have to maintain your distance from that cylinder gap at the same time, which is be kind of tricky.
Well, the thing is, at the end of the day, like, your hand's going to be fine. It's your forearm that's going to get chewed up.
Exactly. Probably a little bit of muzzle flip off that thing too. I hope you can hold on to it.
Which might be the reason they said, "Oh, we'll put this handguard on it." Which the other thing I hope they're including in the owner's manual a little bit of literature like, hey, do not put any, vertical grips on this. Because you know what? If you could put a vertical grip on this would be wonderful. Because then that would really help get that forearm out of the way of the cylinder and, help keep from getting your forearm burned or, God forbid, if the cylinder ends up out of line at all and you don't realize it, then you could have lead get shaved off as the round gets fed into the forcing cone, and when that happens, it's going to kick lead out of the side of the cylinder, and that would go right into your arm.
Does this thing have nothing for sights? Wow, you sight down a pick rail? That's it? And the pick rail's only, what, about 6 inches long?
Hey, why do you need sights when everybody's going red dot these days? Come on.
You're going to put a red dot on a shotgun? I guess you
Although
could.
I am extremely disappointed just with that fact, because like, so I'm paying, God knows what. I mean, granted, it comes with, $730 hairs to braid, but like, upon that, you're going to have to go and pay for some sight to put on it because they didn't include any iron sights. That doesn't make me happy.
Well, and the pick rail doesn't extend anywhere near the end of the barrel, so I'm not sure. You would have thought they could have at least put a bead or something on the end of the barrel. You take advantage of that long sight radius, but there's nothing up there I guess you could glue on a sight up there.
Well,
that'd be only choice.
That is 4-shot. Is that what it says?
Let's see.
I know the judge.
5.
No, the judges are 5-shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, put this way, the brawler has
the
the front sight on it. It's a 9-inch barrel, and you could buy basically 4 of those for the same price. So
what has a 9-inch barrel?
Single shots.
The brawler.
It is a rifled barrel, 6 grooves, 1 in 16 twist rate. Frame is alloy steel, cylinder is alloy steel, barrel is alloy steel.
All steels are alloys, so that's not saying much. They're actually promoting steel alloy as a selling point?
I think it's just anymore like you've got to say alloy steel or else somebody's going to get, weird. Like, wait a minute. What kind of steel is this?
Now, Blitz wants to know, is that a Judge Charger? Yeah, more or less.
For lack of a better term, I guess you could call it that.
Chicago Mike says, I wouldn't trust putting a scope or a red dot on there. Now, Defense Dad says it needs an LPVO to complete the look.
If they're going to make it available to take an optic, why didn't they just give it the optics cut receipt, frame like on the new revolvers that just came out with the Taurus system?
I'm not real excited about this thing anymore, just for the simple fact that you got that dumb Picatinny rail on top of it. Like, I want to carry it. Drop leg holster. It'd be friggin' awesome. I want gutter sights, just a tiny little blade front sight. It'd be amazing. And I know people are like, what? Yep. But no, now you got that giant friggin' Picatinny rail, and I got to put some monstrosity of a friggin' sight on it, and it's gonna get snagged, and I'm gonna get killed.
Put Magpul Emba sights on the freaking pick rail. The world's shortest sight radius.
Oh my god, Rich, that sounds so freaking incredible.
Now, Blitz says, I hate everything about this gun, so that means I'll probably own it at some point. Defense Dad says I wouldn't recommend appendix carry for that. And Mike White says, I'm not liking it so much now after you guys pointed out its flaws to us. Well, that's what we're here for, is to ruin everything for everybody.
You're welcome, Mike.
Ron Wayne says, mount a bayonet to the forward pick rail. There you go.
Yeah.
You could put a laser up there.
Didn't they have
2 pop-up sights on that upper rail?
But they'd be within 4 inches of each other.
Didn't they used to make a pick rail mounted bayonet for Glocks? That would probably work on there.
Oh.
Okay, well, I think that's all the time the Taurus Judge Home Defenders are going to get on the screen for the day. We've got other things to look at here, so that was kind of fun, though. Let's see what else we can come up with. And which one do I want to do first? Well, what happened? Oh. Well, okay, we started this story last week. Okay. So don't get too far ahead of me yet. We've got 3 different stories relating to this same thing here, but we've got some time to kill, so let's take a look. We're on bearingarms.com. And we're going to take a look at our good friend, the New Mexico Governor, Michelle Lujan Grisham, however you pronounce that. And the story says Grisham responds to backlash ruling blocking her order. Oh. Now, the New Mexico Governor, Michelle Lujan Grisham, had to know that she'd get pushback with her declaration of a public health emergency regarding violent crime in Albuquerque, because Albuquerque is just out of control, and the subsequent order banning the lawful carry of firearms there. I mean, it's a gun order. There's literally no way that she could be oblivious to the fact that a lot of people weren't going to like it. However, Grisham got a lot more than she likely bargained for. I mean, members of her own party pushed back. Then on top of everything, a court issued a restraining order stopping enforcement of the rule. But Grisham isn't taking her lumps and learning from them. No, she's trying to push back. The governor told GMA3 earlier Wednesday she has the courage to take a stand against gun violence in response to backlash over her emergency public health order. Everyone is terrified of the backlash for all of these political reactions, Lujan Grisham told Eva Pilgrim on GMA3 Wednesday. None of those individuals or groups focused on the actual injuries or deaths of the public. They aren't dealing with this as the crisis that it is, she continued. How would you feel in a city or community if people had handguns in their belts, on parks, near schools, on public trails, at the grocery store? Lujan Grisham told GMA3. It's outrageous and it must stop. And I will keep doing everything that's based in science and fact and public safety efforts to clean up our cities, to make this the safest state in America, and I will not stop until that's done. Well, personally, I'd feel great if people had handguns in their belts, parks, school, wherever. That makes me comfortable. But the article goes on to say, the thing is, it's not the bad guys walking around openly carrying. Criminals never open carry so far as I've seen. If this is what Grisham is pushing, then it's about theater, not safety. It's about giving the illusion of making things better. What's more, she knows it. Of course, much of this is about responding to the pushback to her order. She also had this to say following the restraining order being issued. As governor, I see the pain of families who lost their loved ones to gun violence every single day, and I will never stop fighting to prevent other families from enduring these tragedies, Lujan Grisham said in the written statement. Over the last 4 days, I've seen more attention on resolving the crisis of gun violence than I have in the past 4 years, she said. No, she hasn't. What she's seen is her entire party, at least those who spoke out, calling her out for this blatantly unconstitutional action. Everyone has been telling her that she can't do what she's tried to do, and now a federal court has done the same. Grisham's problem is that she can't see beyond her own partisan blinders. She can't comprehend that there might possibly be ways to address violent crime in cities like Albuquerque that don't involve restricting people's rights. Which is funny, because this whole public health crisis isn't just about restricting guns. Among other things, it calls for state police to go to Albuquerque to help crack down on violent crime in the city. It actually does do a few things that might well help all on its own, and they're far less controversial than trying to unilaterally restrict someone's basic constitutionally protected rights. Then again, so many anti-gun Democrats can't think beyond gun control for solutions to such issues. And that's a problem, since gun control doesn't really solve those issues. Yeah. How about that? That's the first of 3 articles we're going to read about this governor. So,
I like it.
Wood says even that piece of fecal matter, David Hogg, said this has gone too far. Yes, he did. Michael Dunn says she's going to get impeached. Defense Dad says this gal is all sorts of stupid. Duffer says how to get your 15 minutes of fame and ruin your political career. Yeah, Chicago Mike says Governor Karen.
This idiot thinks that Albuquerque is Chicago.
Yeah. Wow. We've got more news involving this gal, so let's go on. Because, yeah. Okay. Article 2. Grisham gripes that the NRA is late to the party, but they're likely to have the last laugh, says Cam Edwards. At first glance, the timing of the new lawsuit taking on New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham's now suspended and newly revised order canceling the right to carry in Albuquerque and Bernalillo County does seem a little odd. After all, the National Rifle Association, along a number of other co-plaintiffs, filed suit after a federal judge had already granted a temporary restraining order holding enforcement of her order, something the governor seemed to delight in when she was snarking on X/Twitter Thursday evening. Says Governor Grisham, you're a little late to the party, NRA. But while the half dozen or so lawsuits that were the subject of an emergency hearing before U.S. District Judge David H. Urias were based around a Second Amendment challenge, the NRA lawsuit was instead filed in state court and alleges that Grisham's public health order suspending the right to carry is a violation of New Mexico's constitution and existing state law. These orders are also a power grab in violation of the state constitution, which vests legislative authority in the legislature. New Mexico law generally allows law-abiding individuals to carry firearms openly or concealed with a license. The legislature also rejected a bill to test for illicit substances in public schools and supported the juvenile probation program that the order now suspends. Lujan Grisham has a constitutional duty to execute state law and the Constitution. She must allow people to exercise the legal rights granted to them. There are no exceptions. The Constitution does not take a vacation during so-called emergencies. New Mexico's Public Health Emergency Response Act and the New Mexico Supreme Court directly told the governor this in Grisham versus Reeb. FARA's purpose is to provide the state of New Mexico with the ability to manage public health emergencies in a manner that protects civil rights and the liberties of individual persons. These orders cannot go unchallenged. That is why NRA challenged them directly in the New Mexico Supreme Court. The case is captioned Amador versus Michelle Lujan Grisham. Other parties to the lawsuit include the Republican Party of New Mexico, Libertarian Party of New Mexico, several members of the legislature, law-abiding gun owners, law enforcement professionals, and an FFL, who are all affected by the orders. The governor's public health order claiming a state of emergency exists in Albuquerque and Bernalillo County because of rampant violent crime didn't protect the civil rights and liberties of individual persons. Quite the opposite. In both the original and revised orders, lawful gun owners were told they were forbidden, in one case broadly, in the most recent order more narrowly, to exercise their right to bear arms in self-defense because the governor declared that violent crime is out of control. A situation that should have elevated the importance of self-protection, not obliterated as Grisham has tried to do. Though the federal litigation has fared well to date, there's no guarantee that an activist judge or appellate panel won't reverse course and uphold the governor's proclamation, and bringing a separate challenge based on state law seems like a reasonable course of action to take, if only to serve as a backstop to any potential shenanigans in the federal judiciary. The governor can snark all she wants about the timing of the litigation brought by the NRA and others, but none of her complaints change the fact that her order appears to be in clear violation of the New Mexico Constitution, as well as the Second Amendment. I guess they told her, huh? So there are more at stake than just just Second Amendment. Evidently, New Mexico law here is also involved as well. So that's kind of an interesting tactic by the NRA to tackle it that way. So you come at her in two different fronts. What do you guys think about that? Or are you awake?
Sorry, I didn't realize it was muted still. Yeah, she blatantly violated, obviously, the U.S. Constitution, but she was blatantly violating the New Mexico Constitution as well. Which, I mean, to both, she's like, yeah, don't care. Which are two really big deals. And that's one of the reasons that the Attorney General was like, yeah, no, I'm not defending this. Have fun.
Anybody else before we go on? All right, one more quick one on her, and then we'll get off the Grisham bandwagon here. Okay. Now we're going to find out that New Mexico governor revises the emergency order, this time banning guns in parks and playgrounds. And New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham isn't giving up on trying to ban her way to safety in Albuquerque and Bernalillo County, despite her order suspending the right to carry being put on ice by a federal judge this week. At a press conference on Friday morning, the governor said she was not calling a special session, but instead announced a revised order banning concealed carry in public parks and playgrounds while removing the blanket prohibition on open and concealed carry throughout the city and county. Said Grisham, we have amended the public places component of the gun violence aspect of the public health order. That is amended to be focused now. No open or concealed carry in public parks or playgrounds where we know we've got high risk of kids and families, Grisham announced. I want to remind everyone that we don't allow guns in public government spaces. We don't allow guns in here. We don't allow guns in a federal courthouse. We don't allow guns in a roundhouse. And so we believe that is a strong position given the law. Of course, all those places that Grisham referenced have uniformed law enforcement, metal detectors, and other security precautions that aren't going to be present at every park and playground in Bernalillo County. Those aren't sensitive places in practice, even if the governor wants to deem them as such in theory. The outrageous fact is that Michelle Lujan Grisham wants every parent to leave their firearm behind, defenseless to protect their own kids at a time when she herself says violent crime is out of control. Hell, Grisham's even admitted the criminals won't be complying with her order, so she's in essence instructing moms and dads to become high-value targets for thieves, robbers, and predators every time they want to enjoy an hour or so at the playground with their children. Much of Grisham's press conference revolved around her playing the victim, complaining about being compared to Hitler and Al-Qaeda, and seemingly questioning why the First Amendment should protect that kind of speech, decrying Republicans for supposedly not offering any ideas to combat violent crime, and supposedly increasing tensions through their reckless and incredibly disgusting criticisms. Oh no. And denying that there's any rift between herself and the many Democratic officials in the state who've objected to her order. Gun safety and gun violence hasn't been addressed by any political party, in my view, Grisham contended, ignoring the multiple gun control bills that she signed into law over the past 5 years. If I made it uncomfortable, which was not the purpose, but when you try to build consensus on gun violence measures, I'm going to tell you you cannot. More than we have in our legislature, which is a shining beacon of getting more gun violence safety measures done, certainly while I've been governor than any other, or most states, or most other states in this country. So which is it? Has gun safety been addressed by the legislature or not? And if it has been, then what does that say about the universal background checks, red flag laws, and concealed carry restrictions that have been imposed by the Democratic majority since she was first sworn into office? I mean, if those laws were effective as Grisham claimed them to be when she put pen to paper, why is she now declaring that crime has gotten so bad in the state's most populous city and county that it's an emergency? I guess the governor doesn't believe those measures have gone nearly far enough and that the only real solution requires violating constitutional rights of New Mexico residents and visitors. As for trying to build consensus, both the Albuquerque police chief and Bernalillo County sheriff have said they have no idea that Grisham was going to declare the jurisdiction's gun-free zones until a few minutes before she made the announcement. She wasn't trying to get buy-in. She was hoping that they'd go along because she's the top Democrat in the state and they're supposed to be good foot soldiers, even though the chief of police is an appointed, not elected position for the party. Since then, she's lashed out at other Democrats who've said she overstepped her authority, from California Congressman Ted Lieu to New Mexico Attorney General Raul Torres. Ironically, Grisham has helped create a consensus, just not the one she was hoping for. Instead of seeing her as a brave and valiant leader, the consensus seems to be that she's a political hack looking to make a name for herself at the expense of the civil rights of the people she serves. I'm starting to think that this whole charade is an effort to raise her profile as a potential 2024 candidate if Joe Biden were to decide not to run, though that may be giving her too much credit and political acumen. It could just as easily be that the governor simply doesn't give a damn about the Constitution or combating violent crime by going after the perpetrators rather than political victims, and the fact that would appeal to a significant chunk of the Democratic base is just an added bonus. As of the time of publication, there's been no word from any of the law enforcement officers and agencies who declined to enforce Grisham's original order about whether they'll reverse course and start going after anyone bearing arms in a park or playground. Given New Mexico's civil immunity laws, which allow for individual officers to be personally sued for violating someone's civil rights, those agencies would be smart to keep the status quo in place while the courts sort out the constitutionality of Grisham's latest attempt to unilaterally create gun-free zones on an open-ended basis. All right. What do you think about this gal? We've chewed through a lot here.
She's a nut.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume she has personal armed detail security with her. I would assume.
Well, I'm sure.
Is she giving that up? I mean, it's just the same old song and dance from these people. I mean, you know.
Yeah. To your point, if she were here, she'd have a line of squirrels following her.
Yep. I mean, oh man, it just.
I see Captain Codebook's been in here and he says he's having trouble staying awake, got to go to bed. 6 a.m. class prep for a 7 a.m. start time tomorrow. Missing the early bird. Best to you, Gizzard Gary and fans. Well, get some rest. I got to get up in the morning too. I understand that. But man, yeah, she's been in the news this week. That's for darn sure. But not any kind of good coverage.
Gets a restraining order that she can't ban guns in public places. So what she do, she augments it to just take away some of the public places, but keep others. Yeah, because that's going to work.
Yeah, just parks and playgrounds.
Well, I think Rick Harris's comment out there is a good one. She just needs another booster shot. Maybe that'll make her feel more safe or something. I don't know.
Yeah, what can you say about things like this? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. All right.
Don't you think? Do you wonder if sometimes it's just an attention grab, or something? Because if she's very bright at all, or has any somebody around her that
can she possibly be that crazy, or is there something else to this?
I believe there's something else to it. She was probably hoping to use this as a jumping point to set up a presidential and possibly a Senate or congressional run after her governorship is over.
Do you think after doing something like this that would have any chance of being successful, though?
In certain places, yeah.
Especially from a national standpoint.
From a national standpoint, a presidential run, this would go over very well in places like California.
Well, California, yeah.
Yeah. Or
it's going to be a
possibly,
waste as the presidential run, though. I mean,
yeah,
look at Beto O'Rourke. If it was going to have any luck as a presidential run, I mean, he would have been a front runner.
I didn't say it was
for.
a smart one. I was saying I'm thinking this. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what she was going for.
I don't think she's got a chance.
Yes, I don't
Don't
even.
think
No,
she's got a
I don't think she has a chance either. But I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if that's what she was trying to do.
Well, didn't that article say that even a Democrat from Chicago or from California said
Yeah.
it was wrong?
Yeah, but that's Ted Lieu. He sways with the breeze. Whichever way the wind blows.
Even David Hogg doesn't like this gal.
That's because David Hogg sees her a threat to his political ambitions.
Yeah, there's another one we could talk about too. Okay, I think we've given this gal all the publicity she needs to have on this program. Let's move on. We got a couple other things we can talk about here. Let's go to Oklahoma, shall we? And this says the ATF is under investigation over an Oklahoma raid. This is by Tom Knighton. Tom says something hinky has been going on in Oklahoma. A respected member of the community who also has an FFL was raided by the ATF back in July. He'd had several visits by inspectors and thought it was just going to be one more, only he ended up finding out it wasn't. Lee Williams has documented much of it over at the Gun Writer on Substack. Frankly, the whole thing smacks of the ATF's war on FFLs of all stripes. Nothing appears to have been particularly egregious, at least on the FFL holders' end, but the Bureau's end was a different matter. Among other things, there were threats issued, among other things, and now the county sheriff is looking into the raid. Okay, Oklahoma's Pushmataha, I'm guessing on this. Yeah. Pushmataha County Sheriff's Office is investigating the ATF for the recent SWAT raid of one of their county's most respected residents, Russell Fincher. PCSO Undersheriff Dustin Bray said Tuesday. No one at the ATF warned the sheriff's office in advance that highly armed federal agents would be conducting the SWAT raid, the undersheriff said. We weren't apprised of anything, Bray said. We are a Second Amendment county, and we are going to protect our citizens here. We are not going to enforce any gun law or rule that violates the Constitution. Bray did not yet know whether the investigation would yield criminal charges against ATF agents, adding, that's a good one for the Attorney General. The thing I'm looking at are more constitutional issues than criminal, such as civil rights violations. There are also concerns about how the ATF didn't follow standard procedures on deconfliction. You see, the Bureau should have notified local law enforcement that they were conducting an operation in the town. That way, there would be minimal chance of two agencies ending up shooting at one another, neither knowing they're shooting at other cops. That's something worth looking into. However, when you couple this information with what the FFL, at the heart of this case, Russell Fincher, is telling people, what we see is an ATF that's trying to act like cowboys instead of police. Fincher didn't actually break the law, yet they tried to bully him into giving up his license to sell firearms and are seemingly relishing in the fact that the Biden administration doesn't actually care about law-abiding citizens. At most, Fincher is accused of some paperwork errors. No one is disputing the information was correct. It was just apparently transposed in the wrong blocks and had been cooperative with inspectors, so they sent a SWAT team to his house, cuff him in front of his son, and apparently has seized tens of thousands of dollars worth of lawfully obtained firearms. They're offering to pay him $10 per gun, by the way. He'd get more to buy back, for crying out loud. And then they're doing it without even notifying the local police that they're in town. It's a minor miracle no one got shot. The truth of the matter is that the ATF has been running wild for far too long. They need to be reined in and reined in hard. What do you guys think about that one?
I can't say because it's a PG-13 show. The word I want to use to describe what the ATF did is it's a cluster F.
Cluster F? Yeah.
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 That wouldn't have stopped guns and barbecue.
Yeah. Strap a set on, Rich. No stones if you don't.
You know damn well if this were my show, I would have had no problem.
Grow up here. Ozzy Osbourne is out there barking at the moon. Clint Taurus is out there. All right. Fuster Cluck, says Abby.
Yep.
That's also true. Anybody else want to comment on that? Man,
Local
people are crazy
Leo,
all over.
Yeah, local Leo should have been informed that the ATF was carrying out something in their jurisdiction. That's
well, you know why they weren't informed.
Uh-huh.
They would have tried to stop them.
Yeah.
Well, it's a safety issue. Like the article says, it is a safety issue.
Yeah, but this is the
When
ATF.
you have another agency operating within another agency's jurisdiction, one, ethically, it's a good idea to let them know they're there. It's just proper etiquette.
The ATF hasn't been known for good ideas.
Yeah. Two, it creates a safety issue when you have somebody reporting that somebody is breaking into property. Local law enforcement shows up not knowing that there are other law enforcement agency that's conducting a raid. Next thing you know, like the article says, you potentially could have police shooting at other police officers.
Abby said they would have tried to shoot the dog first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shut down over minor paperwork mistake. Let's send in a SWAT team.
Mm-hmm.
Let's confiscate all the guns.
I was getting to that point. And then on top of that the whole reason for the raid is because somebody checked the wrong box on a 4473. Yeah, well, that's bullshit.
Transposed the wrong information in the wrong box.
Either way, it's still a load of horse shit.
Well, it's not like the government ever messes up.
A raid at this level.
No, government don't mess things up.
No, never.
Yeah.
I want to know, like, what judge signed off on this and where, I mean, local judge, or, I mean,
it would have been federal. It would have been a federal, possibly just a federal magistrate.
So I think, like, they're going to have to start pointing fingers back at these judges. I mean, I'm sorry, but, you know, if they brought all this information to a judge, and the only problem this guy had was some wrong forms, like in the wrong spot or whatever. I don't know why the judge would.
The judge doesn't okay the raid. The judge okays the search warrant that they then use to execute the raid. So as far as the judge knows, they got a search warrant. There were maybe two officers that were going to go and check that, to see if this guy had other paperwork or something. Instead, they send in a full raid team. The judge has no control over that. That's nothing to do with the search warrant in and of itself that the judge issued. Well, or in this case, or possibly arrest warrant if it was an arrest warrant. That's nothing to do with the judge.
Well, yeah, I mean, basically what I was trying to state there, Rich, was like there needs to be some like reins put on these people, through the judges and through other stuff, And
yeah, but the judges issuing the warrants aren't the ones to do it. If you want reins put on them, it's going to have to be done through the federal courts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually the Supreme Court.
Crazy. All right, one more real quick one, then we'll have a giveaway. I only have one left. All right. And this article says, bill in Congress would prohibit guns for some misdemeanors. Now, this is kind of interesting. In the United States, if you're convicted of a felony, you cannot lawfully own a gun. Along the line, someone decided those convicted of misdemeanor domestic violence charges shouldn't be able to have guns either. Critics of that effort, such as myself, says Tom Knighton, aren't so much about cutting domestic abusers slack as we are about trying to prevent a slippery slope. After all, once you include a misdemeanor, more about to follow, right? Well, a Pennsylvania congressman has introduced a new bill that would do that, only this time it would be for hate crimes. U.S. Senator Bob Casey, Democrat from Pennsylvania, on Thursday introduced legislation that would prevent people convicted of violent misdemeanor hate crimes from obtaining guns. The Disarm Hate Act addresses a gap in current federal law which currently prohibits those convicted of felonies, including hate crimes, from possessing guns. The bill would update the law to include those convicted of violent misdemeanor level hate crimes from obtaining a firearm. Quoting here, people who have been convicted of hate crimes should not have access to firearms. It's that simple, Casey said in a statement. I'm introducing the Disarm Hate Act because it's common sense to keep guns out of the hands of people seeking to commit acts of hateful violence. Now, the article goes on to say, now these kind of things are sneaky in part because no one wants to be seen supporting perpetrators of hate crimes. I dislike hate crime as a legal term, mostly because it's too close to the idea of thought crime for my liking. After all, you're prosecuting someone for what is in their heart when they commit a crime. Is beating someone to death somehow better than beating them to death because they're black or Jewish? I don't really think so. So I'm not a fan of this whole hate crime thing anyway. And when you start trying to turn people convicted of misdemeanors into prohibited people, we have an issue, even if it is for a so-called hate crime. First, someone who commits a misdemeanor may be starting down the long path toward violent crime, or they may be someone who made a stupid mistake and changed their heart and mind. Remember that just spray painting something might constitute a misdemeanor hate crime in some places. Should such a person lose a constitutionally protected right? And the thing is, Casey doesn't really think these people are that dangerous. Why do I say this? Because he could be pushing a bill to turn these crimes into felonies, which would automatically come with gun prohibition and a longer initial sentence. If people are so dangerous they should never be allowed to lawfully touch a firearm ever again, why is a sentence of less than a year in jail sufficient? But this isn't really about hate crimes. This is about expanding the list of misdemeanors that lead to a prohibited status until almost everything is on the list. We've seen states trying to prohibit people for DUI, for example, and there will no doubt be more. Hate crimes are generally viewed as egregious by society because of the fact that it's motivated by some form of bigotry. I don't disagree with that either. I may not want someone prosecuted for what's in their hearts, but I can't deny some people are just hateful. So this is a good target for this kind of law precisely because no one wants to defend such people. Yet do not delude yourself into thinking it will stop here. It won't. All right, chew on that for a second, guys. What do you think?
Yeah.
I want to say a lot of bad words.
Yeah. Most states that have enacted hate crimes laws already have it on the books where if they apply hate crime to it, even if it's a misdemeanor, that elevates it to the level of being a felony. So exactly what would this law do anyway?
I don't know. It does seem crazy. Anybody else want to comment on it? We've had some crazy ones tonight, haven't we? Mm-hmm. We're bringing out all
Bob
the crazy
Casey is an a-hole.
Yes, so is his father.
I can't friggin' stand Bob Casey.
I couldn't stand his father.
It's just another step in trying to take guns away from citizens. That's all it is.
It is.
I mean, that's all it is.
Let's see how many more people we can include in this big circle. Yeah. Dupper says, when are these politicians going to realize that criminals do not care about gun laws or any laws? That's true. DJ Playknight says, huge class with First Amendment in some cases. Super duper uncool.
Yeah, it's thought police is what it is.
It's exactly what it is. Abby says, if you're not locked up, you should be able to arm yourself. Wow.
%100%.
Wow. That there's crazy. All right, so there's another yo from Obnoxious.
Yo.
One out there.
Where is the obnoxious one? Oh, they're on their way to TriggerCon, aren't they?
No, not yet. Doesn't take that long to get to Kansas.
Well,
He's in an undisclosed location. I will not violate OPSEC on this one.
If they go the opposite way around the world to get there, it takes a while.
Well, Woods thinks that Bob Casey probably kicks puppies also.
Probably.
Does.
It would not surprise me at all.
He kicks
Probably
puppies
humps
and punches
donkeys.
kittens.
And humps donkeys.
Rick Harris says, with today's government, preaching religion is a hate crime now. Pretty much.
Well, in Canada, it is, at least. I mean, there have been street ministers in Canada have been arrested for hate speech. So in Canada, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Okay, so it's... Go ahead.
I was going to say, and there are politicians in this country that would implement those kind of laws here. So,
well, it is time to remind everybody that Gear Websites is your source for every second matters, gun channels gear, ammo ID, and more. They have patches, stickers, and other items. And every Friday is Free Patch Friday. And guess what? It's Friday. So buy cool stuff at gearwebsites.com, but don't take my word for it. Listen to Gun Websites tell us all about it.
GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com.
That's right. So I put that link out there in the chat for everybody, gearwebsites.com, for all of your 2A swag needs. So since I don't have anybody to do this, let's play a little song, shall we?
Oh, who's the chicken that everyone loves? Gizzard Gary, who's 4'2" but stands above. Gizzard Gary, a ton of its wives and more to come. Gizzard Gary, he loves to give gifts to everyone. Gizzard Gary, giveaway. Gizzard Gary, giveaway. Gizzard Gary, giveaway.
Hi, folks. Gizzard Gary here. Yeah. Hey, we lost somebody.
yeah, that's barbecue.
Lost guns and barbecue. All right. Real quick. Whoop, he's back. He is back. So
You jumped in on the desktop now.
by the magic of video, let's listen to this.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's that time of the show where we give stuff away. In tonight's giveaway portion of Fowl Territory, we're going to have all sorts of stuff and things to give away, folks. So get those typing fingers ready, and we're going to see what we're giving away. Gizzard, what do we have tonight for this wonderful audience?
Well, thank you, GUNSnob, all the way from his football game. He did that. It looked just like he was in his office, too. That's like magic, right?
It was remarkable.
What?
He looked so young. He had so much hair.
Yeah. So we're going to start off with this Gizzard Gary channel sticker. It's as big as my head. And then we have the Fowl Territory thumbnail sticker. And we have the new Gizzard Gary Reviews channel sticker. And then we've got a few from that were sent by Ohio 45 ACP. So we have one from Hyperfire. We're going to include in this. Also, this one from RadicalFirearms.com. It says 3-0. Whoa. And then I know I've never given one of these away before. Anderson Manufacturing, 100% American made, 100% Anderson. And then we have this sticker from Phoenix Weaponry. All right. And then we're going to go to, we very rarely have these, but we have one tonight, a Palmetto State Armory sticker.
Wow, that is so rare. Where in the world did you ever get one of those?
And as Obi likes to call it, DPMS, Panther Arms.
You just gave him a rash.
Obi. That's for you, Obi. In honor of Taurus and their new offering, we have a Taurus sticker decal. We have a channel sticker from Chris from the 740. We have an Indianapolis NRA 2023 sticker courtesy of Palmetto State Armory. A lot of stickers tonight.
And one more put out a New Mexico Lost sticker to commemorate the fact that they're actually doing something.
One more tiny little sticker from IWI, Israel Weapon Industries, or IWI, we like to call them. Now, how about a patch? Now, if you saw my mail call on a patch giveaway, you would have saw this. This is vintage. These are very hard to come by. I have one on my patch panel back over my shoulder. A vintage Gun Show Loophole 2016 Tour patch.
Don't show that to Homer. He'll try eating it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Other patches. We have a patch here from Underwood Ammo. And we have a patch from Franklin Armory.
Ooh.
Yeah. We have a patch from Frontline Holsters. Not the back line, the front line. And last but not least, the standard in high-quality American firearms, High Point. High Point Firearms.
Love it.
All these can be yours, along with a $10 Chick-fil-A gift card for whoever wins this giveaway. So let me go ahead and share the giveaway tool. That is right here. 33 people entered in the giveaway so far. That hashtag is FT233. 32 people entered in the giveaway, and there's only 33 entered in the giveaway, 32 in the chat. I'd say that's pretty good. So Rich, since Obnoxious One is not here, you get to give the command to draw.
Hold on. I gotta set this up right. Now.
All right. Good luck, everybody out there. Let's see who tonight's winner is going to be. Wood says, bet a Facebook user wins. How about Twitch? How about Twitch? Jacob S.
Twitch and Facebook's been doing pretty good on these wins.
All right. So, winner, chicken dinner.
Is rarely YouTube.
Congratulations to the winner of this week's Fowl Territory prize giveaway. Please send your name and mailing address to winner@gizzardgary.com before the end of tonight's show. Now, in the case of Jacob, unless you've moved recently, I know I have your address. So, AR Patriot Nation says, hello, Gizzard Gary. Mark Thomas is out there. Wow.
Misty, cheap patch wall. Get yourself a cheap picture frame from Walmart and glue some felt to it, and then your patches can stick your patches right on there.
Oh, yeah. That works.
That, or go to Dollar Tree. They have like these little rugs. What are they? I think 12 by 18. Patron in the Dark actually found these. He passed the idea on to G-Webs, and G-Webs passed it on to a bunch of people, and I went and grabbed some. They're friggin' awesome. Actually, I can go grab one and turn on the camera a little bit later if Gizzard wants me to show it off. But they work phenomenal for patch panels, and they're $1.25.
Yeah, like Rich said, my very first patch panel, I went and bought a picture frame at God, can't even remember the name of it. Goodwill. Yeah. And I went to Walmart and got a piece of felt and a bottle of Elmer's glue. I come home and popped the glass out of the frame, cut the felt to fit that glass, and just took the Elmer's glue and kind of smeared it around with my fingers on the glass until it was fairly uniform. Glued the felt to the glass and let that dry, and then put it back in the frame. And that was my first patch panel for a few months until I got enough I had to get a bigger one.
It's pretty sweet.
Probably do that with the little carpet things that barbecue's talking about too.
The nice thing about the carpet things is they're almost perfect for patches because they hold the patches well, but they release them so easy.
Yeah, they don't stick really harsh.
Yeah, because like I have found I reorganize my patches sometimes because I'm like, man, I've just got to kind of rework these. And it's funny, like I've reworked patch panels where I'm like, man, all my patch panels are just like completely full, and I've got more patches to put on these, and I'm gonna have to buy some more patch panels or something. And like I rework the patch panels, and next thing I know, I've got like half a patch panel, and I'm like, how did I pull that off? Like, okay. But once you do that a few times, the hook on a patch, they can start to poke you in the fingers and stuff, and it makes you sound like a wuss, but man, that stuff isn't the most comfortable stuff to be jabbing you in the tips of the fingers. So those things from the Dollar Tree are pretty friggin' awesome with how easy they let the patches release because it doesn't really damage the hook side of the patch. But like I said, it holds it really awesome.
Mark Thomas says I end up eating half of the Elmer's glue or paste.
Yeah, his students must be a bad influence on him.
Ron Wayne says, glue. Mike White's got to take off. Thanks, Mike. Glad to have you aboard as always.
See you, Mike.
Travis says I used a poster frame for my daughter's panel. That'll work too.
For those out there who may not know, Mark Thomas is a school teacher, so that's why he said his students are a bad influence on him. But I don't think he teaches kindergarten, so that might not be the case.
It could very well be. All right, let's see. How about let's take a little bit of time real quick for a shout out for my good friends at Live Free Armory. Live Free Armory. They're not just the manufacturers and experts behind the brands you trust. They have plenty of products of their own to meet your needs, including coming soon, the Live Free Armory Apollo 11. Yes, the Eagle is landing. And they are also the manufacturers behind the AMP and AMP-X, and they even made one for me. So check out the good folks at Live Free Armory.
Mark agrees. He said, yes, they are. He said, yeah, they sure are. There's some bad influence on him.
I seem to be having some connection issues here on my end. So I turned my camera off. Hopefully that'll help. Nobody really wants to see me anyway, so that's all good. Anyway,
of course we do, Gizzard. What are you talking about?
A couple announcements real quick here. At least one. Let's see. Want to announce that there will be no Fowl Territory next week because I'm going to be at TriggerCon 2023 in Wichita, Kansas. So Fowl Territory 234 will be 2 weeks from tonight, September the 29th. So Chicago Mike says you have 22 people watching you. Yes.
Are you leaving? Are you leaving a few days early to make it to Wichita?
Well, our Airbnb, we get in our Airbnb Thursday afternoon because Friday morning is when the festivities start. So
awesome.
I'm going to be getting there probably, I think we can get in at 4. And I'm going to try to be there so I can greet everybody who comes in if anybody needs a ride from the airport or anything, I can go get them. But Yeah, it's an hour and about 2-hour drive realistically for me. So
If Snob's driving, just have him stop at the airport and pick him up. He's going to be on the road anyway.
there's no telling what time he's going to be coming. I can be there anytime. He works.
Well, they can wait until 8 o'clock. It ain't going to kill him.
No, I'm saying I'm going to be there well before 8 o'clock.
I know. I know what you're saying.
So there's no need for me to wait for Snob.
Not you, them. They have to wait for Snob.
I'll be nice. I'll be nice. Okay. So anyway, no Fowl Territory next week. We don't got a whole lot of GORN, so I want to remind everybody to enjoy the best small batch fresh roasted coffee. Have it delivered to your door. Check out Blackout Coffee. Just go to blackoutcoffee.com and use the coupon code Gizzard Gary with no spaces or anything. You can probably use Rich White too. I don't.
No. Mine's Rich W20.
Rich W20. Okay. Mine's just Gizzard Gary. That's easier to remember. Doesn't matter because I win either way. So anyway, check that out. And now I know that we've played around long enough and you guys are here to see a show, not to see me, shill for stuff. So let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it is time for you to send your GORN to Gizzard or GORN at gizzardgary.com. It's time for Show Us Your Gun.
He makes that mistake every time.
It's amazing. Like 4 extra people jumped in just to hear him do that intro for GORN, and then they jumped right out.
Yeah, Obi ignores his wife just to jump in for that announcement, I'll tell
you. Anyway, I see Bubba Triclops Ballistics is out there. I want to say hi to Bubba. See, hopefully, I don't think I've missed too many more people. They've been flying in and out of here. So,
yeah. Speaking of Obi, I've been using his avatar.
I see that. You probably won't get a copyright infringement, but we do have some GORN. So let's take a look and see. We have one that came in earlier today from Ginyata. You remember Ginyata from Oklahoma? Anyway, he tells me, so this stray little kitty followed me home today. It's been 10 months since I escaped Satan's prolapsed rectum, also known as California, and relocated to God's country, northeast Oklahoma. And I've been busy making up for lost time and buying things I couldn't get there. This is the 6th handgun I've bought since I got here, and I have 2 more in my sights before the end of the year. Well, very cool.
Yes.
See if we can get a little closer look at that.
Congratulations on enjoying freedom.
Looks like it could be fun. I love the warning stamped into the side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Warning, this is bad. Be careful.
Silly.
Dear user, our attorney said we better put this here or else you might sue us.
I see somebody new out in the chat, and it is Michael Jordan fans are the worst sports fans all time. Wow. I have not met you before. Michael Jordan fans are worst sports fans all time. But hey. Oh.
LeBron's overrated.
Garage Guy 879
Basketball
is out
itself
there.
overrated. I'm not a basketball fan.
You're not a sports ball fan?
I didn't say I didn't like sports. I said I don't like basketball.
All right. So
It's because he's a rich white guy.
I find basketball
Okay.
boring.
Here's some different kind of GORN for you here. Look at this. It's pretty.
Oh.
It
That
says Kimber.
is a Kimber two-tone.
That's from Guns and Barbecue, by the way. And it's not the only thing he sent us.
It is a full-size 1911.
Okay.
If you're wondering why it's orange, you'll find out in a minute.
Okay. Let's take a look at this second picture here.
I was trying to get it to silhouette in another photo, but I couldn't get it to focus. And that is my Model 93 Savage 17 HMR. But the Kimber had a nice orange hue to it due to the fire that I built just for taking these photos.
Natural lighting. I love it.
Indeed. I had the idea, like, I don't know, an hour or two before the show. I was like, you know what? When it gets dark, I should build a fire and try and take a couple photos of guns for GORN, just, for gigs.
There's the other side of that Kimber.
Yes.
Very cool. Even Chicago Mike says nice. All right. So now we've got something here. Looks like it's from a hillbilly. So we have, let's see, the caption says Remington Wingmaster 870 12 gauge pump with extended magazine. That's a close-up shot of it.
I miss my 870.
A hillbilly's probably got it.
Mine was a Super Mag, though.
Here's a little further out pictures. You can see more of it.
That is pretty.
Yeah, it holds 11 rounds in the mag.
Oh, he went to the GUNSnob School of Photography.
Well, I was shooting a video today with it, so I'm like, oh, I better make some GORN here.
Well, yeah.
Heck yeah.
I tell you what, though, I use it trap shooting a lot. I mean, 870s are just great for trap shooting. When you load 11 rounds in that magazine, there's a lot of weight up there. I mean, more than what a person would think, really. I mean,
it's half a box of shells.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought about that, but yeah, it would be. That's for sure. All right. Let's see. Yeah. And then
the funny thing is, Kingpin thinks my shockwave is heavy. So imagine if he was holding that when it was fully loaded.
Now we have something from Ron Wayne. That's definitely some GORN.
Yeah, two different varieties in one.
That's right.
Loaded Larry and Gizzard Gary.
No, a GORN Larry, and
that's GORN. Yeah, that's a regular old Star Trek.
That's a GORN. That's a GORN. Yeah, GORN holding GORN.
Those are always the best pictures. And then he throws a Gizzard Gary sticker on there for good measure. The man has good taste. I like it.
Oh, I want to be impressed with the GORN and the sticker, but my gosh, that revolver.
Oh, yeah.
I was too distracted by the revolver. I'm sorry.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. Then we have this from Chicago Mike.
Ooh.
Let's see. Does he have Ruger Precision Rifle 308 Win setup?
Nice. Very nice.
Very cool.
Just call him Shooter Mike, because we know he's not from Chicago.
I see Mario Mosin is out there in the chat, and he says, "Hi."
Hi.
All right. So let's get that off the screen. And I think that, we did have one more come in. Just kind of snuck in here on us from Mark Thomas. All right. So the GORN continues. And he says 44 Magnum Super Blackhawk, 357 Magnum Blackhawk, and 22 Mag Single 6.
Nice Ruger family you got there.
Sweet.
Nice family picture.
Indeed.
You put the third holster up front or behind you?
Chest rig.
Chest rig. Okay, yeah. There you go. Or ankle.
There you go.
Maybe.
No, you got right and left, and then cross draw.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to the Instagrams real quick.
It's like the three bears of pistols you got there. You got the mama bear, papa bear, and the baby bear.
Is that how that goes?
Yeah. He just doesn't have Goldilocks in the picture to go with him.
Okay, so we only have two pictures here from the Instagrams from 3 days ago. We have this from Obnoxious One. Got the brand new Phoenix GL06 for the P365 in for testing. Very nice, along with his trademark water feature. And
What is this? I get the Wilson Combat Grip, and now everybody else has got to get it too? Good Lord.
Yeah.
I started something.
Wilson Combat Grip, Live Free Armory Slide, Riton Optic. Heck yeah. All right. And then 2 days ago, dropped the video on this CQB rifle over on YouTube for this week. That Faxon barrel and Timney trigger make it fast and light. The Nightstick WML gives it enough light to reach out if I need to. The XS sights flip up buoys fold away perfectly and are available if the optic fails. Look at that rig. It is all kinds of decked out. Bubba says that rifle is hideous. Boy, I'm glad Obnoxious One isn't here. All right. Well,
You shut your mouth, Bubba. Obi has been spoken for.
Two Live Moon says, "Hey, Gizzard Gary, I just received my Aegis gun care package from last week's Fowl Territory giveaway. Thanks." You bet.
No, Hillbilly, you missed it. I was channeling Obi because that's what Obi would have said.
Yeah. I was going to say, unless it's a Glock, Bubba don't like it.
That's right. Bubba only gets excited about Glocks. Oh, everybody's saying hi to Moo out there. We still have 20 people watching this noise. Well, we're out of GORN. I want to remind everybody that after this show is the weekly 2A wrap-up on the gun websites, also the daily gun show channels. I've got it so where it will direct you after this is over. That'll be scheduled to be, I believe, at the top of the hour. Bubba says that rifle looked like an Oberez, but something high point. Wow. Obi's going to find you. He's not that far away from you. Just right out there in North Carolina. All right, guys. So what are we going to talk about? When you're out of GORN, you're out of GORN. Oh, we got more GORN.
Hey,
Just
if
in the nick of time.
Mark Thomas is still out there, maybe he can send a picture in of his Rossi brawler, since we was talking about the Taurus earlier.
Well, Ron Wayne has come to our rescue and sent us in more GORN.
Woohoo!
Nice.
3040 Craig GORN.
Yeah. Don't see many of them around.
No, you don't.
That's nice.
Guns there.
That's nice.
And the problem with that is if you're not a reloader, you're SOL when it comes to ammo.
Yeah, you
That
would
means
be.
it's hard to find.
Walmart not carrying that anymore?
No, I don't think so.
Man, I'm going to have to find me one of them GORN things. That'd be great for the channel. I'm going to have to find me one. That's cool. Very cool. All right. What's going on? Bubba's still calling it ugly. Chicago Mike says Canics and Walthers are better than Glocks. Well, I don't think Bubba would agree with that. Bubba really likes Glocks. In fact, he's been known to carry a Glock in his Speedo.
Oh, man.
I think he's got some pictures of that. So we may see him tomorrow night on the Hillbilly show, matter of fact. And you can talk to Bubba and you can tell him about, about whether you agree or disagree with him about Obi's rifle.
Oh, yeah. Mark said he sent in his brawler last week. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Well, I'm guessing I'm the only one on this panel that's going to be at TriggerCon next week, right? Anybody sneaking out there?
I will not be.
I want to bad, but
It's not that far, Hillbilly.
no. I got friends and family out there I could stay with. I mean, it'd be a blast. But I don't know. I might send somebody out there to represent me.
Oh boy, what have we got going on here?
I was planning on having an out-of-body experience to get there.
Let's see. Deny facts, contradict yourselves, cherry pick things, and you believe in conspiracy theories, and you blame everything on the left. You hate the left, and you're influenced by conservative media. It's funny how you guys act like you're smart, educated, enlightened, and how you know what's up, but you're actually coming off as people who are snobby, annoyed, uneducated, and brainwashed, he says. Oh, wow.
Oh, cry me a river.
One thing I can say is, at least I have privileges to post on this program, and you do not.
Who's our friend that posted that?
The Michael Jordan fans, dude.
Oh, well, Mr. Michael Jordan. Every
gone.
Tuesday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern, the Guns and Barbecue channel. You can jump in there. I post the link. It's free to jump in. Be easy to find. You want to have a cool debate like that? You're more than welcome.
This
Sounds
ain't
just
the
like a
place.
troll from his name. And
Oh, I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm sure. But he had his say, and I even got to read his stuff online. But hey, that's his 15 seconds of fame right there, folks. It's over. So he had his say. I let him have his say. Read both his paragraphs out loud. But that's it. Yeah, you can come on somebody else's show and have that debate. Bubba says he booty hurt. Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know what about. I mean, I don't think anybody was other than joking. Yeah.
Oh, he just come in here looking looking to stir up the bees. He didn't get me stirred up the least little bit.
No.
I just read his comment and then showed him the door, as Roe Call would say. He probably had all that typed out and copied and pasted off something else. He probably does that to other people.
Yeah, he doesn't know that barbecue's secretly a communist. So.
Well,
no,
doesn't make him
fascist,
a
not
bad
communist.
person.
Now,
Come
I
on.
think it's that lady governor from New Mexico.
Oh, it could be. She might be mad because I said bad things about her.
Hey, I hope it's that governor from New Mexico. I like how she pushes back.
You looking for a date, barbecue?
Maybe.
That's a long ways to go for a date.
Oh, she's coming to me.
I'm sure if you look on the website for the Mexican government, you can find her office address and phone number.
And is Rich breaking up for anybody else?
Yeah, Chicago Mike pointing out the same thing. Richard
Okay.
Mike is going in and out. So you're evidently having mic issues. And there's not even a mic in here to blame.
It's the LeBron James lover getting him.
Yeah, because his name's Mike. Yeah, there you go. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Is it better now, or is it still doing it?
Yeah, it's better now. Whatever you was doing before, don't do that again.
I didn't do anything. I was trying to figure out what the hell.
All right.
It's kind of hard for my battery to run low when I'm using a desktop mic.
What's coming up besides TriggerCon? Anything else coming up?
GRPC.
Yeah, GRPC also coming up.
Yeah, and
dang, Mike.
Rod of Iron Festival, I think, is October 7th and 8th.
Is it that early this year? It's normally later in October.
Yeah, I got an email from Car Arms today, and it was advertised in the email.
Did you win a new car?
No.
The USCCA annual, whatever the heck they call it, is coming up. Is there going to be a national 2A rally this year? I haven't heard anything about one.
Not that I know of.
Chicago Mike says SHOT Show registration is open next month, right? I'm not sure when that is. I just got an email today about Range Day. Got an invite for Range Day again this year, so they're starting to get the mechanisms ready for SHOT Show 2024. So time to get excited.
You better buy a bigger dead cat for your microphone this year for Range Day.
Oh boy, I hope it's not like that again this year.
It is windy out there. I don't know how
That's the first time we've ever had that.
Really?
Oh man. Yeah, usually it's kind of cool in the morning, then it warms up in the afternoon. It's really nice. But yeah, we had cold and rain and very high winds, gusty winds all day. I'm surprised those tents didn't blow over. I'm real surprised.
It was funny. Everybody's video, it didn't matter who it was you watched out there on the Range Day. It just...
Yeah, it's almost impossible to get good audio.
Man, Bubba must be drunk. Now he's saying that the Taurus's new judge looks amazing.
Is he looking at the same gun we looked at?
I don't know.
I hope he's not drunk. He's at work.
Well, is he a bartender? If he's a bartender, that's okay. If he's a night watchman, probably not a good idea.
I think it's okay if you work for Jeep as well, because they have a bunch of employees get drunk and they kept their jobs and whatnot.
Now, Chicago Mike says, in my opinion, the registration seems to look difficult because they can easily deny you. Well, The registration itself isn't difficult, but yeah, you have to meet whatever standards they decide to have as far as your reach on social media and stuff like that. But all I could say is give it a try and see what happens. Definitely recommend joining NSSF. That might not hurt before you apply, but that's up to you. Bubba says, no, I'm sober. I just like the idea of 410, 45 long Colt combo revolvers. Okay.
That one's kind of silly looking with that foregrip and everything on it.
Yeah. I was kind of excited when they said they had something new coming up. I was hoping it would be, some maybe 10 millimeter pistol or, something people would kind of be salivating over. And it's like a souped up judge. That's what we were waiting on. Chicago Mike says, can your YouTube channel help for registration? Yes. That's basically what they're looking for is your amount of reach on your channel, the amount of subs, your interaction on the channel, just to legitimize whether or not you're legit media and stuff like that. And it took me 2 tries to get in. Two Live Moose says I sent in some late GORN. Well, he did too.
I still think the new judge would be okay if instead of a pick rail they would have used their optics cut system like on the other revolver.
I agree with you that, Rich. If that thing would have been just a long barrel, for me, polished, revolver with just the cuts for an optic, I'd be so happy. I would love to have one of those.
Let's take a look at what Moose sent us here. I had a phone call that I missed, but I'll take a look at it later. Here's what Moose sent us. And he says, Colt 1903 vest pocket 25 ACP.
Yeah, I think those bullets are a little too big for that gun.
Yeah, I don't think those will fit.
I think it's just a single shot.
I don't know if you're even going to get one of them in there.
Yeah, the bullet's kind of bigger than the slide.
That is a cool gun, though. I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's a nice gun.
Yeah, it's an old gangster gun. Pull one of them out and belly shoot somebody with it and keep on walking.
I wonder if he shot it. Bubba says, I think if it was stainless nickel finish with wood instead of synthetic, you all love it. Not really. Talking about the judge.
No. Yeah, definitely not.
That's not the part of it that really turns me off. So, okay.
Defiantly, you would, Bubba? I mean, Hillbilly?
Defiantly, yeah. Moose says, I've had it for years and have not shot it yet, Gizzard Gary. Well, come on, man. Bring it up here to Kansas. We'll both go shoot it.
That's like saying that you've been married to your wife for years and haven't humped her.
Well, it's a little bit different.
Hillbilly with the judge, but Bubba walked to him and said, look, I got this. I really like this. And Hillbilly looked at him, well, the hell with you. I like it too. So, defiantly liking it.
Yeah, no, if that thing resembled my Smith and Wesson, and even longer barrel, oh man, I'd be all over that. But
there's nothing wrong with liking revolvers, Bubba.
No.
And if you want that Taurus, get it, but it's kind of pricey.
Yeah, I had the Judge for a while, and I mean, I liked it. If the thing had a longer barrel on it, 6 or 8 inch barrel somewhere in there, I would have been.
Or any sights whatsoever.
They got rid of the Judge I wanted. I wanted the Raging Judge Magnum, but they got rid of it. That was a 7-shot that also took 454 Kasul.
Yeah.
He says, "Oh, I saw it. LOL. The price tag is heartrending." Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I saw it. I was like, nah. Oh, look who's here. Snob is here.
Oh, snap.
Are we sure? Because it just says his name. There's no picture.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's that time of the night. Oh, wait, we already missed that time of the night. Screw you all.
So did you guys win?
Yeah, they did win tonight.
Oh, well, it's 2 0-2 teams going against each other, so somebody was going to get their first win.
Would have been incredible if they just tied.
No, we actually may or may not have snuck off a little early and went to Whataburger and ate.
Now, Snob, since you were at homecoming, we had some inquiries out there in the chat. When do you graduate?
Never.
A couple years.
Never.
Yeah, I think he still has 1 year of eligibility.
Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? I've been ineligible the whole time.
Well, apparently, they changed the laws for or the rules for eligibility in the NCAA. In the Notre Dame game last weekend, you had one quarterback that was 26 and the other one was 25. And they had both been in the NCAA since they were 18.
Well, I'm representing for you tonight, Snob, since you came on.
This semi just turned down Main Street in Claremore. I think he's a little lost.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't give him crap. He's following his GPS.
Probably.
Guaranteed prison sentence.
Yeah, I'm in a San Juan Mountain Trails Facebook group, and every year there's posts of a truck, at least a bobtail or something, on one of those mountain trails to get from one town to another, because that's the way their GPS sent them, and they're having a really expensive tow bill having a wrecker come get them off that mess.
Oh, my
These are
God.
cheap trails.
Oh, well, you missed all the excitement about the new Taurus Judge.
Yeah, that's the dumbest thing ever. The judge is the dumbest thing ever. Then add that in there. It's really dumb.
Well, Bubba, you're even more in the minority, apparently.
I just wish they would have gave it like a 17-inch barrel.
It would have been slightly
Why-
less dumb.
why
You could've
13?
Shot skeet with it.
Or at least a sight somewhere on there besides a pick rail.
Or
The pick
just make
rail
it an
was
18
notched.
and
You
put
could use it for...
Make it an 18 and put it on stock on. Oh, no, wait, they already did that. It's called the Circuit Judge and got the Rossi name on it.
Yep.
That makes slightly more sense, actually.
Well, no, I
if they made
guess
the barrel
probably have to-
longer, then you could have used a foregrip, on it at least.
What is it? It has to be 26 inches.
No,
over
it
to
said
use a
probably
fork.
has to be under 16 because the barrel is rifled, right?
It's got to be.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
the
Yeah,
overall
so it had
length,
to be under 16.
Yeah, I'd say for overall length, it has to be like 26 inches, I think, to put a foregrip on it without having to have the tax stamp. And there's 2 different tax stamps for foregrips. If you take it to an FFL that's licensed to do NFA work, it costs you $5. If you do it yourself,
Yeah.
it's the full 200. What
Mhm.
kind of logic is that?
Bubba says
Because
it's
government
okay.
money.
Yeah.
Snob's opinion matters as much as what color my turds are in Florida. Wow.
What did you say, Snob? What kind of logic was it?
Oh, I just said the ATF's idiots.
But
Duffer says make it a double barrel, get rid of the cylinder. There you
Be
go.
cooler.
Get
Pretty
rid of
much
the
anything would
cylinder
be
and make it a
cooler.
pump action.
Yeah, I would be more interested in it if it were.
that's why
That
I
would be
also
cool.
said I hope they're putting some sort of literature in the owner's manual saying, hey, don't put a forward grip on this because, unfortunately, there's going to be people out there that don't know.
Hey, you know how
And
you
they're
avoid
going
that?
to do
You
that.
watch,
Well, you could
You
put an
watch my
angled
stupid-
foregrip on it.
yeah. Well, you watch my dumb gun videos or dumb gun laws video, and you would understand that's illegal.
Is it a top 10 video?
It is the top 10 dumb gun laws.
If you were subscribed to the Gun Snob, you'd know that.
I am.
Oh,
But all he does anymore is just like these videos where he's out like in his field shooting steel, but it's always like at high noon, and then there's this monster glare off the top. Like he needs to wear a hat.
You son of a bitch.
You knew it was coming.
Mystic Guns is out there in the audience. Hello, Mystic.
Just get him one of those rugs from the dollar store.
There you go. All right. So it's getting about that time. So let's go into the last segment, what we call "What Did You Learn?" We're going to ask each of the panelists what they learned, give them a quick chance to get their plugs out, so we can get out of here. We're going to start with Rich White. What did you learn, Rich?
I would say that I learned that New Mexico's governor is a complete total retard, but I already knew that. So I don't know if I learned that tonight or not.
No, fair enough. What have you got coming up? You got programs this weekend, right?
Yeah, I believe we got the wrestling show this weekend. Excuse me. That'll be tomorrow night at 8:05 p.m. Eastern on the Wrestling Unloaded channel. Then Sunday we will have This Week Unloaded on the Unloaded Media channel. That'll be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And hopefully this week, I didn't get a chance to do it. No, next week, I didn't get a chance to do it this week. Get the squirrel gun video out that I was challenged to do by almost the entire panel last week on Georgia Shooting Connection, because I opened my mouth in the side chat and they are like, well, then do it. Like, so
do it.
Yeah.
All right. That it?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to the squirrel gun video, and thanks for being on the program. Let's go with Hillbilly Up. What did you learn?
I learned that Taurus got everybody hyped up for not much.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't learn much actually, other than that, I guess.
That's all right. This isn't a particularly educational program after all.
I should have took notes.
There you go. What have you got coming up?
Oh man, tomorrow night on Guns, Beer, and Therapy, we're having a big giveaway party. We're having a 1K giveaway.
1K?
1,000 subs.
You're giving away $1,000? Sweet, I'll be there.
Woohoo!
Yep.
Monopoly money.
I'll be out in the audience so I can win.
Now, if there's only like 5 subs that show up, does that 1K get split 5 ways?
Well, you got to realize in Snob's case, it would be 1,000 hard seltzers.
Yeah. And also, Bubba is having a giveaway on there also for his 250 sub mark. So we're that, and then also, man, friends of the channel, they're giving away some stuff. So I mean, it's pretty much most of the show is just going to be giving away stuff. So
we're going to be like an episode of Oprah, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car.
Yeah.
So should I check under my seat before I start watching? Is there going to be something cool taped to
it?
Vibrator.
You get a zipper pull. You get a zipper pull. You get a zipper pull.
Gizzard's too tight with zipper pulls. He won't be giving that many away. He only gives 2 away at a time.
Yeah, I've got a corner on that market, so those are available at a slightly elevated price. But yeah, we can talk.
Ron out
has
there,
every IWI zipper pull ever made. He owns them.
Yeah, Ron out there says after taxes, that 1,000 would only be $3 and 1 hard seltzer.
That's about right. All right. Anything else, Billy?
No, I mean, I putting out videos pretty much every day, at least shorts, and then also some content videos. I have a series coming up that I'm hoping people will like, and I'll probably start releasing those next week. So that's about it, buddy. I sure appreciate you having me on. I always enjoy it.
All right. I appreciate you being on here. All right. Guns and Barbecue. What did you learn?
Speaking of people
What?
we don't appreciate being on here, hi, Guns and Barbecue.
Oh man, and I was getting ready to say all kinds of nice stuff about you.
Yeah, I
I'm sure
bet you were.
I was gonna say, what did we learn? We learned that the GUNSNOB son is not going to be a perpetual loser, as their football team won tonight, and the GUNSNOB is an amazing person.
My son
he
doesn't
also.
even play football anymore. He graduated.
What the hell are you doing friggin' football games then?
I have a daughter that's a cheerleader now.
Oh shit, yeah.
She's
I
a
completely
sophomore,
forgot
remember?
because she was on the friggin' chat the one night talking shit.
Yeah.
She's amazing. Like, I like her more than you. She is friggin' awesome.
She is
How the
not
hell did I forget
amazing.
about that?
Hey,
I'm glad she's not in the truck. She'd be mad.
what about
Why?
me?
Oh, I was getting there, Stacy. Don't you worry. Let's say. So, anyways, yeah, I friggin' forgot about that. Well, I guess she'd be mad because I forgot. Anyways, so
Exactly.
I also learned that Snob has this awesome video about the top 10 dumbest gun laws on his channel. You should go check that out after this is all done. But with that, we also learned that Snob loves his incredible wife, Stacy, very much because he took her to Whataburger and they ducked out of that football game just a tad bit early to do so. So, yeah, they must be living the high life going and enjoying that Whataburger. So that's what I learned.
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
It's a good thing that it was Barbecue calling your daughter amazing too, Snuff, because if it would have been Seven Wonders, it would have got really weird.
Yeah, I
yeah,
actually would have. Yeah.
What have you got coming up, Guns and Barbecue?
Heck, well, there's the Tuesday show. And say last Tuesday show just went fucking weird. Pardon my French, sorry. I think I refrained all show from saying any bad words. So
Wasn't it?
I just killed it and went to bed, and I was like, well, we'll just reconvene this Tuesday and discuss it then. So if you want to be like, what the hell happened last Tuesday? Well, we'll talk about it this Tuesday. That, and I've got a new Instagram channel where I'm going to be posting gun photos and just 2A related photos if I can ever get to any rallies or meetups or anything like that. That's going to be called 1791 Photo. If you don't mind, Gizzard, could I drop the link to that?
You sure can.
Well, thank you, sir.
That'll be $3.50.
Oh, that is well worth the charge.
I'm his bookkeeper here, so I got to tell you what the price is.
So
There it is.
and that's all I've really got going on. I've only got like 2 posts over there, but yeah, appreciate
All
it.
right. Well, thanks for being on here. Last but not least, the Gun Snob. What did you learn in your short time here?
I learned Guns and Barbecue is still an asshole. I thought
I
maybe
am.
he changed, but he hasn't. That's pretty much it.
Alrighty. What do you got coming up?
I'm going to release a couple videos this week. I will, I promise. I got to edit them. They're recorded. They've been recorded for a month. I just got to get them edited.
Means he still isn't wearing a damn hat.
Yeah, son of a bitch. And then I got TriggerCon this weekend, so I guess I'll be up there. So I won't see you all next Friday.
You'll see
Well,
me.
Stacy adds that Snob learned that he has an amazing wife.
I mean, I've heard that. I don't think it's actually true.
All right.
We just learned how amazing Stacy actually is.
Let's say we also learned how hard she hits. We heard that.
Oh, that wasn't hard. That was not hard.
It was
Stacy
hard
is so
enough that we
amazing.
could hear it.
Stacy's so amazing, she's not afraid to hit Snob while he's driving.
He drives horrible no matter what I do. Probably improved it.
I'm just
You
saying.
hitting him, you might make him drive better.
I'm just saying, Snob hasn't T-boned anybody at stop signs.
Yet.
Actually, I may have. One time I found out in her car.
Yeah, I can't
I'm saying,
Oh, look, this is Buddy Joe and Mike right there.
I remember a story about that.
Two Live Me says, which wife?
Is this your wife or your girlfriend?
I didn't know Snob became a Muslim. To have more than one wife. Is this true, Snob?
I can't stand the one I got. Why would I have a second?
All right. Well, let's.
Look at her! Look at her!
Oh well.
Looks a lot like her. Got a beard, mustache. Yeah. That's
It does look an awful.
Oh
lot
shit! Is
like
she related to the ladies in my family?
All right, let's get going.
I can say that because none of them are listening.
So anyway, uh-oh. Let me turn my cam off because I'm having internet issues again. Anyway, want to thank everybody for being here, whether you watched on YouTube, Facebook,
You're welcome.
or Twitch, or if you're listening to the podcast later on, thank you for being out there as always. Thanks to everybody who left comments, who sent in GORN, everybody on the panel for their participation, making this a great show. And finally, to everyone out there who is a YouTube channel member, thank all of you for your support. Once again, no show next Friday. I will be at TriggerCon. We will be back on the 29th with Fowl Territory 234. So, everybody, be safe out there. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Stay out of trouble. And always remember that if anyone tries to infringe on your right to keep and bear arms, you give them the bird. Tell them I said so. So anyway, this is Gizzard Gary on behalf of my panel. Last chance for everybody to give their shout outs, and then we will hit the closing credits. Panel, go.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Hello, I'm the GUNSNOB. Why is everybody covering their eyes?
That's a gap, bro.
It's not that bright. I didn't turtle wax it this time.
I'm going to punch you in the dick next time I get to Pennsylvania.
See you on the range. All right, good night, everybody.